Chelsea Handler responds to President Trump's tweet regarding Nordstrom and his daughter Ivanka Trump's line. Let's read the tweet once again. I'm sure you've already seen it. It reads, "My daughter Ivanka has been treated so unfairly by Nordstrom. She's a great person, always pushing me to do the right thing. Terrible." And then, of course, this motivated people to either tweet out hashtag ban Nordstroms or people to support Nordstrom. So this inspired Chelsea Handler. She responded on Instagram. Let's look at her Instagram post. So there she is in front of the White House, and she says, her caption is, "A Jew and a gay went to pick a Muslim up from the airport, headed straight to Nordstrom, and then headed over to the White House to give our thanks at POTUS." So there she is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's like a lot of Nordstrom bags, girl. All right, we'll talk about it. Oh, I should also read, I know that a week ago, Nordstrom, they put out a release saying that the reason was her line was not producing the sales that it had prior.
2 days ago.
Yeah, well, no, and then this one's recent. So this is their second press release. So their second press release is this, quote, "To reiterate what we've already shared when asked, we made the decision based on performance. Over the past year, and particularly in the last half of 2016, sales of the brand have steadily declined to the point where it didn't make good business sense for us to continue with the line for now. We've had a great relationship with the Ivanka Trump team. We've had open conversations with them over the past year to share what we've seen, and Ivanka was personally informed of our decision back in January." Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Chelsea handled Trump.
Staying Nordstrom.
Chelsea Hately.
She trumped him. So, okay, now when I saw this morning when I was perusing Instagram, and I started to read the comments. While a lot of people, especially her followers, loved it, they thought it was really funny and apropos, some of them thought that she was being rude.
Listen, Trump doesn't understand the language that Nordstrom used to communicate the shortcomings of the sales of the Ivanka line because it's written like grown-ups write stuff.
Right.
So to translate for Trump what Nordstrom meant so that Trump will understand it, it's like, nobody's buying this, very low energy, terrible, sad, cancel the line.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah.
That's probably very helpful for him. I hope he sees that.
Brett,
I think that's what it is.
Thank you. I mean, that's the thing about this is like he's claiming to be this like amazing business person, and it's like if they can show you that the line's not doing well and so they're cutting it, if you're like the business king, you should probably know that.
That's true.
Like, figure that out.
That's what's frustrating about it because it comes off very entitled and elitist to just expect that the line will continue to be within a store when it's not producing sales. And that's what frustrates me. We have a business, my husband and I, and we've been dropped by major stores. We've been in major stores and we've been dropped by major stores. Unfortunately, if you're not producing sales or if you're not abiding to the terms or if you're not shipping on time or whatever it may be, maybe you don't have enough SKUs, they're going to cut you. And Nordstrom even said that in their first press releases. Even at the end of the day, if your numbers from one quarter are almost as strong or just as strong as the previous quarter, but then they want to make room for new stuff, and there's other lines that are doing very well, you're still at risk to get cut. So I would have liked it, to piggyback on your point, if he would have looked at the numbers. He can easily go into her QuickBooks, call her accountant and say, hey, what was this quarter, versus last quarter versus the year before? And then he wouldn't have had to just immediately gone to Twitter and blasted a company for no reason.
Well, that's the thing is even if Ivanka's line was doing fine and they wanted to do so for political reasons, like they're a private company, they can decide to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't,
They're publicly owned.
So whatever.
Yeah.
So they're publicly owned, but they can still decide to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Nordstrom, look, I think they are publicly owned.
Even still,
Regardless, they can
it's
still
like,
decide to do that.
right.
And so you can't, you don't get to just degrade a company online because you're just upset that they weren't giving your daughter special treatment. And then Kellyanne Conway goes on Fox and says, everybody buy Ivanka's line. Just so you know, there's a ban on federal employees doing product endorsements. So that's not okay either.
Right, and even your first point was hypothetical. You don't even need to go there.
Right.
And it's your fault, Donald. The reason people aren't buying her products is because of you. So if she should be mad at anyone, she should be mad at you because it seems like A, people didn't want it, but B, the consumer can be politically motivated. And you've got a Seattle-based company that operates in malls in major urban areas that skew more liberal. So people are going to take their checkbooks and do whatever they want with it. And the thing they want to do is not buy the crap your daughter sells because they hate you.
Nordstrom shares have gone up 5% since he tweeted that. So
Wow.
apparently consumers feel the same way.
Well, and also, Nordstrom was very professional when they released their statement. Now, we can all speculate on the reasons why people are not buying Ivanka Trump's line anymore, but Nordstrom never said that. They just said, from this timeline, the sales declined. And Trump then took that personally, and that, sir, is projecting. Like, that's sort of like, this really hurt
Trump
my feelings.
projecting?
I know.
Also, Trump taking something personal.
That's what I thought was very interesting, is that I think it would be a very different story if Nordstrom had came out and said, we do not stand by the Trump family for X political reasons, but they didn't say that. It was a business decision. And then a businessman, a guy who was elected on his, apparently on his like business experience and how people loved that, wasn't able to understand another company making the best decision for their company. It's incredibly strange, but also not outlandish given the world that we live in.
And he
Also, it's the
retweeted
same-
it from the POTUS account. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that he's doing with SNL. It's like, don't do that.
We're gonna get into
Okay,
SNL.
okay.
That's good.
You can't use the office of the presidency for your own personal agenda.
But you
And
can.
that's- Well, no, now you can't. But you
He's
couldn't before, but
retweeting
now you can.
he's using POTUS to retweet Donald Trump, which is pretty-
at real Donald Trump.
Yeah.
at real Donald Trump. So he's using his business thing to tweet his personal accounts. It's like masturbation. It's like you're retweeting yourself over and over again. It's so gross.
So weird. Okay, so please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.